Epic Morning is brought to you by The Lion, the only new luxury residences in Vail.
We are back in just a couple minutes here. I'm going to explain exactly how this entire scenario works and then hopefully go hook into some fish. Now this is a stand-up paddleboard, and although it looks rigid, this is an inflatable board. This is made by NSP, Nature, Science, and Progression, and you can inflate this so it's easy to store. You just roll it on up and you can pack it anywhere, and then you inflate it and it turns into this. Now a board is one thing you're going to need. The wider and thicker it is, the better for stability. Now on this one, it's got a number of different points that I can lash things down. Of course, I always take my Yeti cooler because whenever you're going fishing, it's always nice to have some beer. And a paddle is another thing you're going to need. Now there's a variety of different kinds. I prefer to use a 3-piece breakdown paddle with my inflatable because if I'm traveling to areas, it's nice to break this down and just to simply roll it up inside the paddle board itself. Now the nice thing about this one is that it has these Scotty mounts on it, so you have a variety of things that you can actually snap in there. I always like to take my coffee along with me, and since you are taking a rod with you, you simply snap this into place. I've got my fly rod, and upon Mark's recommendation, I do have my streamer right there. We'll see how that works, Mark. And then that just mounts simply right there. So now I've got my cooler, my coffee, my beer, not today because I am on air and I am working, and all of my accessories lined up, and I'll be out there paddling. Of course, whenever you go fishing, you want to take your fishing net with you, and that's pretty much all it takes for the equipment-wise to go out and paddle. Now, another key thing I want to talk about, and this is always important, make sure that you have a PFD, or a personal flotation device, aka a life jacket. Now, this one is designed for whitewater, and the thing that I really want to share with you is since this sport is taking off so big here in the mountains, oftentimes people see these as surfboards. And what do you do when you go surfing? You use a leash. Now, the key thing to this is that when you go surfing in the ocean, you always take the leash and you put it around your ankle. That is not the case if you're going on the river. Now, since I'm going on the lake, it would be fine to do that here. But in moving water, you never want to put a leash around your ankle. What you would do is put the leash to the board and then have a life jacket that has a quick release on it. In the event that I get snagged and I'm getting hung up in the whitewater, I can simply pop that quick emergency release and be freed from the board. Now in flat water, that's not necessarily an issue, but I really want to look after your safety, especially for those river runners out there. Well, I'm going to finish off my coffee, throw the board in the water, and head out there and see if we can catch some trout on a stand-up paddleboard, the greatest way to access some of the water here in the mountain. Thank you to the Lion Residences, brand new luxury residences located in Lion's Head. They are beautiful, they're open for business, and they have a few left that are available. We're going to send it on back to Mark Sassy. He's got your weather and mountain reports next, and we're also going to shift gears, move into the second hour of Good Morning Vail and Epic Morning. Stay with us.